Here we have the refreshed 2023 Chevrolet Blazer. And this one comes in the 2LT cloth trim level. Comes in Summit White on jet black cloth interior. And the powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, made it with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And as we come around to the front end here, pretty much the same old front, but just a little bit of a facelift there. We have our headlights where they are, the daytime running lights where they are, but just a little bit skinnier, it seems like. But that's going to be LED for the headlamps as well as the daytime running lights. And I like what they did to the bottom there too. But here we have 18-inch aluminum wheels, and those are new. You get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And the door panel controls are pretty much the same. We have our power door locks here, power windows there, window lock there, power mirrors there, and then a little storage here. Headlamp controls, electronic parking brake. And there's our front driver's seat with power lumbar support. We're gonna have a power seat back, seat bottom. Really like that look, that kind of two-tone interior with the gray and the black there. Looks really slick. But before we go any further, let's check out this window sticker. So not a bad price for an SUV, $36,195 sticker. And look at the standard safety. We get the Chevy Safety Assist, which includes the lane keep assist with lane departure, automatic braking, front pedestrian braking, forward collision alert, etc. And then we do get that 10.2-inch touchscreen, which is new. And we have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which we'll delve into that here in a moment. But just a lot of standard features on this 2LT, and I'm glad they went that route. But let's keep it pushing. Over here, fuel filler, you can just put 87 in there. Now this is probably my favorite part about the refresh. We come to the back, are those new LED tail lights. They kind of have that Camaro look to them in the back, kind of keeping up, where it's got that LED kind of halo ring going there. Really like that. And of course, it's nice having that dual exhaust. And this one has a manual lift gate on it. But I like that we have the 2 pockets here to stow stuff we don't want rolling around. We even have a 12-volt in there. And then we even, if we want to hang grocery bags, we can do that there. And then we pull this here, and we can get that second row to fold flat on either side. And there's our spare tire there. I like that that's easy to get to. And then to put that second row back, no lock or anything. It's just really tough, which is good, but it's kind of hydraulic-like. You just have to push it back and it'll lock back into place. And there's our front passenger seat there. But before I go any further, let's check out this leg room, and I'm just gonna scoot over to this side. So over here, really good leg room, and I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size of 6'3", and several inches of headroom. I like that we have the pocket back here, but I like that it kind of curves in here, so my knees are just barely touching on the outside of the seat, but I don't even think, if I sit back right, they won't touch the back in the middle here. So that's really nice. I just know I got water all over my pants. But over here we have our rear AC vents, and then we have a USB-C and a USB-A charging port there. And I like we have a nice little pocket way down in there, and I'll zoom in to just put random stuff that we may or may not need on our trips. And then there's our middle seat fold down cup holders there. Let's see if we can get out of here. But I will say the refresh is growing on me. I saw one at the auto show earlier this year and I wasn't sure about it, but it's pretty nice. But let's pop this hood and check out the engine bay. And there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. And now let's hop in the driver's seat. So we have a vinyl wrap steering wheel here. Still doesn't feel as cheap as I was expecting. Really nice. And I can put my hand pretty much anywhere on that wheel. Let's go on to this updated infotainment system here for the Blazer. Like I said, we do get wireless Apple CarPlay and we have our standard Android Auto, but we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth as well. And we have dual zone automatic climate controls, which we can control from either the screen here, or we have buttons and knobs down below. There's our backup camera there with our guidelines that turn as we turn the steering wheel. And of course we have our Wi-Fi hotspot, which runs on a subscription, which I think you get a few months free when you purchase a new vehicle. But there's our auto stop there, hazards there. We can toggle the auto stop for the 2-liter. Really nice size storage space here, I like that. And then over here we have our shifter. So we just hit the button here, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, low mode. And then in low mode, we can actually manually shift that there. Then we have our lane departure there. 3 drive modes, tour, snow, and then our sport mode. And there we have our center console cubby space, 12 volt there. Can't really see it, my hand's in the way, but there's a 12 volt in that small kind of pocket there. And as we go to the back, I'm glad they have the handlebars here. And then that one back there doubles as a clothes rack. And then you can even, if you have like one shirt, you can hold on that little one. So it's nice to have that. But there's a view of the back seat from up here. LED dome lights. Put your sunglasses there. Vanity mirror there. Looks like they have smart bulbs or something in them. I like that. Then of course you can fold that out and pull it if the sun's in your face, but it's on the side. And then glove box, hit that button there. Owner's manual's in there. And that's also where the traction control toggle is. Let's go to the steering wheel here. We have our cruise controls, forward collision alert, gap adjust there. Then we have voice recognition, mute. Then we can use these to toggle our gauge cluster here, the knob as well as the arrows. And then behind the steering wheel on the left side, we have our track list or radio station favorite controls there. You can see it's going through them. And then behind the steering wheel on the right side, we have our volume control, so we can toggle that up and down. Automatic high beam toggle there, and then windshield wiper controls there. And there we have our push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. But next, we're gonna go ahead and take this new 2023 Chevrolet Blazer 2LT out on the road for a quick test drive. So I'm so glad that they are starting to put the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinders in these Blazers, because I remember when they first came out, they had like the V6, which was a 3.6 liter, and then you had a 4-cylinder, which is just a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter. Still had the 9-speed, which I like, but the 2.5 just wasn't cutting it for me. And I really like having this turbocharged powertrain because it's just enough, and then when you do need power, you have that turbo right there. Let's give it a little throttle here. And I love that whistle. So coming off the interstate here at 75 on a flat surface, we're getting right at that 29 miles per gallon that the EPA estimates. And of course that number will go down as we go up this slight incline. But very impressed by the fuel economy, as well as just having the standard forward collision indicator. So that'll turn yellow if I get too close to this vehicle in front of me. But really, really impressive ride quality here. And a lot of that has to do with having the smaller 18s, the beefier tires. Me personally, I'd go with the RS and get the 21s because I think they just look incredible. And I'll suffer the ride quality for that, but if ride quality is your thing, you definitely won't be disappointed with this setup here. And then we have auto stop, but it's just not activated now. I have the air on and I just started the vehicle. Now, of course, the sport mode is going to have your revs higher as you accelerate. And then the snow and ice mode is just gonna kind of help you with your traction, make sure you don't slide all over the place. But this tour mode is pretty good for 90 to 95% of the driving you're gonna be doing, especially if you're in stop and go traffic a lot like myself. And if you wanna do a pull every so often, just for the heck of it, the sport mode is nice to have. But for instance, this one has the gas light on, so I don't wanna necessarily try my luck by flooring it in sport mode. But I say again, just awesome ride quality. And I think this vehicle has, was it this one? I think it does have active noise cancellation, and it does make a big difference being in this vehicle. Very, very quiet in here. It's like that sweet spot between an echo chamber and having no echo. So if you want to talk to the person next to you, you're not going to have to yell at them. But as I'm nearing the end of this test drive, for $37,000, of course, depending on where you get it, you have to worry about market adjustment and all that, but pretty solid ride, especially if you're going to keep this vehicle. Just very easy to drive, very easy to get used to. I love being able to ride up high but not feel like I'm in a giant SUV where the hood's intruding your line of sight and all that. And then I love this new screen. This makes a huge difference as opposed to the outgoing 22 models. I just love having that big screen there, like they have in the Yukons and the Tahoes. But with all that being said, this is going to bring me to an end of my review of the 2023 Chevrolet Blazer 2LT.